There are many reasons I love Donald Trump. But one of the reasons is because on national television during a debate for the first presidency that he will serve, I hope, he held up his hands and he said, and now they're hitting on my hands. And they're saying that because these are small, something else is small. And I'm telling you, there's no problem in that department. And I was up out of my seat. I'm like, Freud would be applauding madly because nobody can do that. You have to be a psychological giant to talk about your private parts on national television and say people say they're small, but they're not. Nobody can do that.
That's a fascinating reaction.
But that's a guy who will say, you know what? They're crossing the border in droves. We're building a wall. Yep, same guy. That's the guy we need.
Why do they call Trump psychologically fragile?
They call him psychologically fragile because it's a convenient way to attack people, to say, oh, he's not well. They also say he's psychologically fragile because if you're looking through a filter that is blurry and misdirected, you might see his truths as him not being well. It's just the truth, right? When he said, even in the van, bad moment, in that trailer or whatever, when he said, when you're famous, you can do this to women. Yeah. Crass, he called it locker room truth, locker room talk. I might say, well, wait a second. It's very weird. But when you're famous and rich, why is it? I would at least open up the question. Why is it that that's an aphrodisiac? Why do men or women allow more degrees of freedom if you're famous, strong, and rich? We don't know that. We should think about that. But what he was saying was joking about the fact that that's not been explained.
And it is true.
And it is true. So people say he's crazy. No. He just told you the truth, but you can't hear it. So you're going to call it crazy, right? The notion that you should vote with paper ballots and they should actually count them. This would seem to be rational, but it could, satisfy the criteria for the DSM-5 TR plus in the future. Well, why are you saying that? Why would you possibly think that there'd be any monkey business with an election? Now, again, you say things like that, and what they're trying to do is make everybody scared of saying anything true or anything that they wonder about as to whether it might be true. Donald Trump is partly the antidote to that because he just speaks the truth almost obsessively.